Okay guys, this is going to be just a quick video showing a sort of a wear report on the DSG that I built. I had to break this open to install the new Black Talon Concepts Spectre. I'll have another video about that later, but I just wanted to show you how all the components that I used in this build are holding up. Just in case you guys were curious, you guys keep asking me what I used in this build. So you can sort of take this as a impromptu build list as well. The SHS 15 tooth piston that I used in here is holding up surprisingly well. I don't know if this was during the time that they had quality control issues or not. I'm assuming not, but I did Swiss cheese it right here. It's pretty dirty, just from the excess grease and oil and stuff getting into the grooves and stuff and whatnot. The rack right here is holding up pretty well. Surprisingly little damage on the actual pickup tooth and everything. So that's really good to see. The garter piston head I'm using on this holding up really well. I hear people crack these sometimes, although I'm not sure how. I've never really had a problem with the garter piston heads. I hear they're made by Modify. No real way to confirm that though, but yeah, totally fine. No cracks, no hairline fractures that I can see anyway. I didn't put neoprene on top of the I don't know if you can see that. I didn't put neoprene on top of the sorbo pad, the 70D sorbo pad that I'm using in here, but this is 3/16 sorbo pad from Scatterplot. Holding up pretty well. I don't see any cracks or shreds or anything like that, so we'll keep that in there. SHS version 2 tappet, starting to get a little bit deformed right there where the DSG tappet cam on the sector hits a lot, but I mean it still cycles and feeds the BB just fine. G&P cylinder head looking okay. G&P air nozzle, I don't know if we're still getting a good seal on that. A little bit of leaking, but I think that it's from the O-ring right here. I'll probably replace that or stretch it out, whatever works. Yeah, O-ring on the G&P air nozzle seems to be holding up pretty well, so that's good. Let's see here, what else do we have? This is the aim top bearing spring guide. This is the steel one. Bearings look like they're okay. I don't see any major damage. I did notice that it's rotating, although I couldn't get it to completely unthread, so I might Loctite that, but I mean it hasn't come apart and it definitely hasn't snapped like that piece of crap element one that I had did, so that's good. Let's take a look at the DSG really quick here. Yeah, I don't really see any excess wear on that, as to be expected from the Riot SC DSG gear. That's doing totally well, no surprises there. Let's see, this is the spur from the 10-to-1 set, looking totally fine. Again, no surprises. The bevel from the 10-to-1 set, again, no surprises. The coating, little black painted part or finish on the ARL latches right there starting to come off, but again, that's to be expected. Let me see here, what else do we have? Oh, I do have these. The bearings that I'm using in these are actually the clandestine bearings still, and I know that a couple people were managed to crush the bearings in here and or have one of those pop out. I have not had that problem yet. I know that Ben decided to ultimately not go with to start carrying the ceramic bearings that he was that I'm testing right now, but you know, it was a cool experiment. Still holding up good for me though. Honestly though, the prices that were being talked about would not have competed well with Modify anyway, from what I remember, so that's something to consider. This is an Eagle Force ZCI, or Eagle Force anti-reversal latch. I think these are made by ZCI, and that has held up to the Riot bevel incredibly well. Let's see, what else do we have in here that's high wear? I do have the Black Talon Concepts Chimera in here. Once I was able to get it working correctly, a lot of that was install or user error on my part, but it's been holding up great. I don't see any I mean, it functions flawlessly in here. Rate of fire control works really well. I was able to get myself into a field because it was shooting too fast, surprisingly, to get in. So I dumbed it down right in front of the ref. That was really fun. So thanks for that, Frank. Let me see. Oh yeah, the GNP gearbox shell. This is what the shell looks like on the front, and I know the GNP shells in particular have an issue with cracking on the front, but honestly this looks like it's doing pretty well. I did radius, top and the bottom on both sides, but I don't see any cracks, any fractures starting to occur, so I think it's safe to say that if you radius it and sorbo it, it'll last you a good long while. Let's see. Oh yeah, I do have the, well, can't really show it right here, but the cutoff lever on the what is it? I think this is a GNP stock cutoff lever. Honestly, not too huge of a fan of these. They're a little bit on the soft side, and it is starting to get really eaten up by the DSG. However, it still functions in that it clicks off the Chimera's anti-reversal switch right there, sending signals to the MOSFET itself, so that's cool. Let me see, is there anything else that I'm forgetting here? I think that's it. I want to say this is after maybe about 50,000 cycles. I wasn't really keeping a round count because honestly most of the firing that this has been doing has been dry fire or test firing and stuff like that. I did lend it out to a friend who used it at SC Village, and he said it worked really well. It was entertaining to use. Let's see. So yeah, this is just going to be me re-greasing and re-cleaning everything to reassemble it later. But yeah, so far so good. So just in case you guys were curious what I used in here. Oh yeah, actually one more thing. Let me find it. This is the motor I'm using in it right now. It's just a blue N-Veld. I think it's made by Charlie Motor Company, just based on the markings at the bottom right here. I pulled this out of a boneyard somewhere. It does have neomagnets with a fairly high TPA. From what I can see on the inside, it might be 22, or anyway, it's definitely going to be like a 20 TPA plus sort of motor. The pinion's starting to show a little bit of wear, but for the most part, it looks pretty okay. For being close to free, it was a good motor for what I'm using it for. Let's see. I think that's it, so I will have an update video about the Black Talon Spectre FET once I get it installed in this, and I'll let you guys know how that goes. Alright, thanks guys, bye.